All right, what's going on, family? It's your boy Mike, and I got my brother KP, Kenna, Pettaway with us. And we are here at Signal Hill, California, Hilltop Park. I don't know if you've ever been here, but it's a beautiful place. We got people who get a chance to work out. It's got an amazing view. If you are in Long Beach, California, this is one of the stops that you have to come to. It's a great place for sunsets, sunrises, just to kind of rest. They got grassy knolls on the sides, man. It's a beautiful place. But the reason why we came here today is because I want to have a quick conversation with my boy KP. He's going to share his heart on a couple of subjects we're going to talk about, and prayerfully something will be said today that will help you. So let's consider in Job. Job, those of you who've ever read the story of Job, Job loses everything. He has a lot, but then loses everything. And he goes through a moment in life that I dare say all of us, young and old, probably go through, where we consider, you know what, it probably would be better if I could just check out of life.
Yeah.
You know, just to consider throwing in the towel would be the easiest way to go. And maybe you're watching this video, you may feel the same way. 2018 may be optimistic for others, but for you, it may be downtrodden, maybe kind of bad and challenging and conflicting. And I want you to know that you're not by yourself, that there's a lot of us in church who fight with this, you know, emotion of, man, it would be better if I could just check out and just be done with it. But that should not be an option. But we're going to ask a couple of questions, and prayerfully we'll be able to help you navigate through maybe your conflicts in that situation. So, KP, in your own opinion, bro, what would you say to someone who feels as if they're left with the short end of the stick, and they feel as though checking out would be a better option?
Man, for that, I would say, for one, I mean, you said feel like.
Yeah.
So I would say never make a permanent decision off a temporary feeling.
That's good.
Because our feelings are always subjected to change at any given moment, because one day you can feel like, hey, I'm doing better, I'm on top of the world.
Yeah.
But then the next moment when you see something else, it's like,
total opposite.
Man,
so true.
I'm done. Because even I went through that when I lost Marissa. Wow. And some days I would be fine and Danny, I'm good, I'm feeling better.
Yeah.
But when I see somebody else like, oh, we're just engaged or we getting married, it's like, thank God, like, what's my purpose now?
Right.
You know?
Emotions are always fleeting, and
always.
And sometimes you can't put confidence in how you feel.
Always,
look at,
man.
If we're focusing on Job, I can imagine through the reason why Job is running through all these ups and downs is because his emotions are all out of whack.
Exactly.
He can't make any permanent decisions.
Exactly.
He lost his family, his job, his livestock, and I think it's a good point to consider that maybe you're in a place where when things are chaotic, it's probably best to calm down.
Right, absolutely.
Right? Slow yourself down.
Absolutely.
Don't do too much, and just say, look, woosah, have a woosah moment and collect yourself.
Exactly.
For you, how'd you?
It's all about perspective too.
Yeah.
Perspective. Think about Jesus when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane.
Come on, bro.
He was at the Garden of Gethsemane. You know what I mean? It's like, he probably felt like he was at the short end of the stick. Like, God, like, you telling me I got to go do this for these people?
Right.
You know what I mean? But then he said, nevertheless, thy will be done. You know? And so that's with us. When we see things, it's like, man, God, like, I don't have nothing, or I'm here, I'm doing this. But if you just hold on for a little while longer and say, you know what? It may be hard right now, but at the end of this thing, I'm gonna be like pure as gold. After I've been through the fire and I'm on the other side, to say, yea, though I walk through the valley. Even though you're going through that valley, it may get difficult and may get hard, but you gotta remember, at the end of that tunnel, there's light.
There's light.
There's light at the end of the tunnel. So if you just press on a little while longer, at the end you'll get your reward.
Come on, man, that's a good word. So there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, sir.
You gotta be able to believe that there is an ending if there's a beginning.
Yes, sir.
As you're going through, it's dark, it's dismal, but there's light at the end of it.
There's light
So second question I want to ask you, man, is let's say someone has a glimpse of light and they're trying to make their way to that light. What would you say to a person? How do you live a life of value? I think when it comes to fighting with perspective, as you shared, is trying to find value in their life and value in what they're able to produce. So in your opinion, how do you how would you do that?
Oh man, finding value in your life. That's something that I've struggled with, bro.
I'm with you.
That's something even I struggle with. But I just seen man, it's crazy. I follow a lot of teenagers on Twitter. And he said something that I heard a while ago. I think Bishop preached on it. He talked about how knowing being used.
Okay.
Being used.
Gotcha.
Being used. When you find, even though some of us, we may not know it right now, But once you figure out your purpose, man, it opens up so much, because a lot of people, we get mad like, oh, she used me or he used me.
Yeah.
But if you take a look at it and see, man, if somebody using me, that means I have value.
Got you.
I have purpose.
They're using what they're seeing.
Exactly.
Got you.
Exactly, man. There's many times where people probably use me for an event because they know, I know a lot of people. They're like, Kenna, man, can you come host this event for me? Can you come? And I may seem like, man, these people just want to use me because they know. but the thing is, they see the greatness in you.
Ain't that true?
They see the greatest in you. So don't be negated by if somebody pulling on you, because that means they see value in you. They're using what God has placed in you to bless somebody else.
Yeah. So maybe they're the spotlight to show you that there's value inside you.
Inside you,
man. So I mean, but I remember talking to, I'll say my dad. My dad, before he passed away, I think he went through that dark phase where he was kind of in that dark tunnel, but then people were calling on him and saying, I was blessed by your ministry, but he couldn't see it. And he's like, I don't understand how they're able to get it, but I'm not able to get it. So maybe for you, has there ever been times where you ministered to somebody, they got a blessing, but you couldn't see the value in yourself?
Yes.
So how'd you navigate that?
Yes, man. It's about, I believe for me, man, I was just sharing this with some of my close friends and some of the team members. I was saying how sometimes I allow my imperfections to hinder my true value.
Got you.
And
yes,
so there's times where you just have to really dig deep. And man, this is something that I'm doing, man. Something that I'm doing is meditation.
Okay.
A different form of prayer.
What kind of meditation? We're not endorsing all type of meditation.
Listen,
some of y'all, they'll take you to a place of greater depression.
Right. Let me show you. A meditation is where I get some worship music with just the keyboard.
Got you.
And I think of a word probably like Jesus.
Okay.
And just sit there and think, because there's so many prayers where we're asking God for things. God do this, God do that, but we never sit back and listen.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So this is my time to listen to what God is telling me.
Got you.
And so a lot of times when I feel some type of way, that's the things I'm starting to do now.
Really?
I'm starting to go back. Let me just think. Because it's so loud.
Yeah.
Our lives is so loud.
We're
doing so much for ministry, but sometimes we just need to sit down and just listen to what God has to say.
Wow.
So a lot of times when I'm feeling like, oh man, my imperfections, man, I'm keep falling or different things like that. So I just sit back and allow God to say, you know what? I still called you.
Yeah.
I still love you.
Yeah.
Get yourself back up. You got work to do.
Yes.
There's still value in you. There's still greatness in you. My purpose is inside of you.
Yeah.
I mean, so get yourself back up and go.
Wow.
I mean, because the spirit of the accuser, he always going
to be talking.
Always. Even your past, he's still going to try to bring it up.
Yeah.
So, you just have to sit back and allow God to speak to you. Read your word. Allow him to speak to you. Even from people, from conversations, and somebody just checking up on you, just speak life into you. I mean, that's why it's important to have people,
the right people
in your life to speak into you. You know what I mean? And draw close to people so that way they will know when you're falling off.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Let me check on my brother. I feel something,
Yeah.
So you gotta dig deep and find different tools or different routines so you can, when you're feeling down, get yourself back up, because there's going to come a time.
Yeah. And these are systems. I think that they're systems that you implement. I shared on my Instagram today, I said the challenge of efficiency is found in implementation and also found in practice.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, you think about Kobe Bryant. We talk about, right now how many championships he won, but this is a result of constant practice and constant implementation.
Yes, sir.
But for what you're saying is, when we do fall off the ball, we have to first quiet ourselves down so we can focus.
Yes, sir.
Set our focus back, get our fixed focus, and after that, then you start getting back in track.
Yeah, you see value again.
See value again. I'm with you. I love that, bro. Yes. Quick story. I remember getting into, not an accident, but my car, my tire blew out.
Oh, wow.
Tire blew out. I was in LA and I fixed my tire, and I put the spare tire on. And after I put the spare tire on, bro, that one went flat.
Oh, wow.
Yes, man. It was so bad. So here's the thing, though. What I did was I fixed that. I was able to put air in it. The problem was there was air coming out of the spare tire.
Okay.
Because, the cap, that's on the tire.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do. I went to the old tire that had a flat, and I used the cap off my old tire and put it on my spare tire.
Yeah.
And the lesson that God taught me is that sometimes you can salvage from the wreckage in your life.
Wow.
There's something valuable to pull out from the bad things that happen.
Come on,
right?
bro.
So I think sometimes we're always, as he talked about perspective, maybe it's necessary for you to revisit the wreckage in your life and consider, what can I salvage?
That's good, bro.
Right? What can I salvage? If it wasn't for the cap on my old tire that blew out, I would never be able to keep the air from my spare tire that got me home to replace the tire. And so I really want you to say, as he said, listen, you got to take time to have a woosah moment. Don't respond in emotion. Don't move too quick. But sometimes, okay, hold up, calm down, calm down. I'm going to navigate through this. And then look through the wreckage. What is it that I can pull? What can I salvage? Right. What is around here I could use to move me from where I am to where I need to be? There's always something you can salvage from the wreckage. You just got to make sure you have the right eyes. So now, last question, Kenna. 3 steps you would give someone to pursue a greater life. We're talking about this going through a tunnel. They go into the tunnel, they're discouraged, you're telling them, calm down, you're going to make it through.
Yes, sir.
You're moving forward, you see the light, just keep moving forward.
Yes, sir.
You know, you say, quiet yourself down, connect with the right people, keep on pressing. Now let's say somebody is getting ready to step outside the tunnel. The reality is, most of us who go in a tunnel will probably end up in another one.
Yes, sir.
So how do you prepare us? Give us 3 steps on, you know, living a greater life and making sure that the next time I go through the tunnel, it won't be as bad as the first time. Yeah. If that makes sense.
I would say for the first step, of course, give it to Jesus.
Give it to Jesus.
Come unto me, all your burden.
Yes, sir.
You know, take my yoke upon you and
learn me.
For my yoke is easy.
And my burden is light. Yes, sir.
And my burden is light. So make sure that we give it to him on top. Yeah. You know. And then second thing I would say, surround yourself. Surround yourself with the right people.
Right people.
Because
how do you find the right people? For someone who may be asking, I got a lot of people, but I can't tell the difference. Like for you, how do you?
Discernment, man. Discernment.
What does that look like?
Discernment. See, but I'm starting to learn that discernment, it has to be developed.
Okay, boom.
It has to be developed. So
it's okay to fall with connections.
Yeah.
It's okay to make wrong decisions, but at least learn from the lesson.
Learn from them.
Gotcha.
Learn from them. And I believe as we get older, we'll find the right people.
That. Yeah,
you know, you could tell certain people something. If they go back and say something.
I'm getting tricked again.
Right.
I remember 5 years ago. You look like them.
Yeah. And
give it to Jesus. Find the right connections.
And I would say live.
Live. That's good.
Live.
Wow.
Because sometimes we get negated by so many different things. I mean, and Jesus said, He said, "Come that you might have life."
Yes.
And that more abundantly. If you gave it to Jesus, and you have the right people around you, you can just live.
You can live.
You can live.
That is so true.
You can live now.
Yes.
You know, and for the people who are not believers who are watching this, say get you some positive people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not all positive people are bad, you know what I mean? And not all more spiritual.
Yes,
you know what I mean? But even us as believers, sometimes we need outside people.
Yes, sir.
Who can give us a good
perspective, insight.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good. That's
exactly.
Really good. A good point.
So and then if you're not a believer, still get you some people who are believers as well.
Yes, sir.
Who can help you guide through that thing.
I love that. I love that. I think managing your connections will help you navigate through your tunnel life.
There it is.
So it's okay to feel the way you feel. It's okay to feel the challenge, but you want to be mindful of what role people play and knowing what they bring. Like he said about some people are church, some people are not church, some people are there are a lot of people in church who are not positive. A lot of people are not church who are positive. So but that comes with discernment.
Yes, sir.
And you want to make sure, like you said, acknowledge God in all that you do. If I can give you 3 thoughts, from me, this is my personal prayer. Lord, whenever I'm in a black tunnle or a time where I'm just kind of really downtrodden by life, I say, Lord, help me to see what you see.
That's good.
Help me to hear what you hear. Woo. And give me a heart receptive to what you have in store.
That's good, bro.
Because, bro, I'm learning that if I can see what God sees, then I can pull myself out of what I see.
Exactly.
If I can hear what God hears, then I can shut out the noise that's inside of me,
bro.
And listen, and here's the main part, though. Open my heart to be receptive. And I think this may be the greatest challenge for some of you guys. The reason why it's been hard and difficult to break out of that stump is because you're closed-hearted.
Yeah.
You gotta be willing to open up your heart and be willing to say, God, even if it's painful, give me a heart receptive what you're doing. Showing. There's a reason why he's doing what he's doing. As KP said, it's a perspective thing. Yeah. There's a purpose. I love it. He said, you have to live. And sometimes living is painful.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
It is.
What happens in life? You lose people, you gain people, you lose wisdom, you gain wisdom. Yeah. But at the end of the day, there's always something valuable that you can pull from that life. And it's called abundance. Woo. Abundant life. Yes, so sir. Listen, family, you don't have to quit. You don't have to throw in the towel prematurely. Don't give up. And prayerfully, something is said today that will benefit you in your life. 2018 does not have to be a bad year. No. It can be a great, amazing year if you have the right people, if you have the right perspective, and as long as you give God the space to work in your life. Last thought, man?
Man, I love y'all.
Yeah.
Man, just continue to press. Continue to press forward, man. We are, like Mike always say, we're in this thing together, man. Man, just call somebody. You know what I mean? I have some people who's willing to call on you, man, and we can get through this thing together. Love y'all.
Listen, fam, we're praying for you. Take care.
Yes, sir.